Last week we were talking about how people were willing to go through extraordinary lengths to get what they want, even harming their own self-image and harming themselves and other people around them. And we also saw some clips of some New Yorkers saying that they would rather coronavirus have more deaths than Donald Trump get reelected, showing the lengths that they were willing to go in order to have Donald Trump out of office.
Would you go for this deal that the coronavirus lasts longer and is more severe, but the president guarantees to lose the election?
Sorry, guys. I would go for the longer virus.
I want him gone, no matter what, yeah.
Would you make that deal?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Frankly, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You make that deal?
absolutely.
Do you take that deal?
I would.
That's level up.
Yeah, let the coronavirus be more severe.
I'd much rather he himself got it.
Is there a number where you say, okay, I wouldn't make that deal, like 1 million deaths?
I would still make that deal.
No,
No, same with you?
absolutely not.
What's the number?
Actually, no.
There's no number.
No, I think he's that dangerous to this country.
And similar theme to last week, we're going to be talking about Joe Biden's sexual assault allegations by Tara Reid. On March 25th, Tara Reid went on the Katie Halpert podcast and explained that Joe Biden had violated her. In spring of 1993, she was working in his Senate office as a staff assistant.
He had his hands underneath my clothes, and it happened all at once.
Reid claiming Biden pulled back when she resisted.
He pointed his finger at me and he said, "You're nothing to me. You're nothing." And I think that's the hardest thing.
Tara Reid filed some complaints in previous years stating that Joe Biden made her uncomfortable and he was being really touchy with her, but there were never any rape allegations or assault allegations or anything like that, just that he made her feel really uncomfortable. And if we see any videos of Joe Biden interacting with women, we can see that anyone would feel uncomfortable being around him. Tara Reid is saying that she's coming out now against Joe Biden because Joe Biden is being championed as someone who cares about human rights, when in her experience, he does not care about human rights and he has harmed her and abused her. And this is the guy the Democrats are backing. You would think that the Democratic Party would care, and they like to present themselves as caring about women and women's rights and all these progressive things and the hashtag #MeToo, that every woman should be believed. But when it comes to Tara Reid, they are so insistent that Joe Biden beat Donald Trump that they're willing to throw her under the bus. There's an article in the New York Times written by Linda Hirschman titled, "I believe you, Tara Reid, but I'm going to vote for Joe Biden anyways." And there have been multiple Democrats who share this sentiment.
And to me, that's a little more important than Tara Reid achieving closure. She says Biden attacked her, and he says he didn't. Those are their positions. How about this for yours? Don't know, never will, don't care. I care in the macro about women being attacked, of course. But on this one, I'm with Bogey, who said, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. If in 1993, Joe Biden had grabbed my nuts in a corridor, and I was in Washington that year, and I had this knowledge, and revealing it could hurt the guy running against Trump, I'd save it for my memoirs. I'd like to think that I'd have a little more perspective. We have a president who says, drink bleach. Geez, you waited 27 years. It couldn't hold another few months? That's what I would like to ask Ms. Reid. Why now? I'm not saying why not 27 years ago. I understand it can take victims years to come forward. I'm saying, why not before Super Tuesday? Why not last fall when we still had a dozen other candidates to choose from? Why wait until Biden is our only hope against Trump and then take him down? This story is gathering an importance it should not have. There is so much at stake in this next election. The entire world needs to be put back together like Humpty Dumpty. Why should one person's victimhood trump everyone else's?
But what happened to caring about women and caring about other human beings and human rights and women's rights and every woman should be believed? When push comes to shove, they have chosen political power over the well-being of other human beings. And whether Tara is telling the truth or not, they have shown where they stand, that they don't actually believe that every woman should be believed. Or they do believe her, but they just don't care. They just don't care enough. They value political power and their own personal gain over the well-being of other people, over the well-being of other women. And they're shown to be hypocrites because in 2016, the 2016 election, they would not live down Donald Trump's locker room talk. And he didn't even do anything. He was just speaking. But Joe Biden allegedly had done these things. And the Democratic Party is choosing to turn the other way and endorse him anyway. It's really disgusting how they're not even denying it. They're accepting it and pretty much saying, so what, we don't care. We're voting for Joe Biden anyway. Like, good luck with that. They would choose this guy who's sexually assaulted a woman or allegedly sexually assaulted this woman over Donald Trump. Just out of pure hatred, pure like, they just don't like Donald Trump. That's so disgusting, that's delusional, that's like, it's not realistic, and it shows that they are going against their own morals. They're willing to tear themselves down just because they have a goal of taking down Donald Trump. Just like the clones in Clone Wars. They're willing to go down with the ship. They didn't even care about their well-being at that point. They just wanted so badly to complete this goal of bringing all the Jedi down. And that's like what they're doing now. They just want to bring down Donald Trump, whether it makes them look stupid. They go against everything they believe in and stand up for. They're destroying themselves.
What's happening right now is similar to what has been happening since the beginning of time. When the angels get jealous of Adam and Eve, they do whatever it takes to bring them down and corrupt them because they're God's children. They don't receive God's love like Adam and Eve did. So they take them and corrupt them the best they can so God can't have nothing. He sexually assaulted her and the Democrats don't want to do anything about it because they only care about themselves and their power. Like the angels back in the garden, they didn't care about Adam and Eve. They just wanted God's love for themselves. So they killed them spiritually. This is a parable that Jesus told to his disciples called the parable of the evil farmers. Now listen to another story. A certain landowner planted a vineyard, built a wall around it, dug a pit for pressing out the grape juice, and built a lookout tower. Then he leased the vineyard to tenant farmers and moved to another country. At the time of that grape harvest, he sent his servants to collect his share of the crop. But the farmers grabbed his servants, beat one, killed one, and stoned another. So the landowner sent a larger group of his servants to collect for him, but the results were the same. Finally, the owner sent his son thinking, surely they will respect my son. But when the tenant farmers saw his son coming, they said to one another, here comes the heir to the estate. Come on, let's kill him and get the estate for ourselves. So they grabbed him, dragged him out of the vineyard, and murdered him. It's kind of similar to what's happening right now with the Democrats. They don't care about Tara Reade's story, and they don't care that the economy might crash. All they care about is whether or not they get power, and they're willing to do these terrible, horrendous things in order to get that power, disregarding all the other American people that suffer because of it. Those servants were willing to do anything to keep that vineyard for themselves. They killed the Lord's servants, and they even killed his son, the heir of the vineyard, in order to keep it. Just like they killed the son, they're willing to trample Tara Reade's story of her sexual assault just because they want power. You see, you go a little crazy when you want power. They don't know their place. They don't know their place. And what they're gonna do is the opposite of what they're supposed to do, kill the innocent. The innocent American people who get raped and sexually assaulted, they don't even care. Yeah, this just shows that history repeats itself, even in different ways. The spirit of evil just transfers. This circle of abuse needs to stop.